And now, please welcome Chairman of the Board and founder of Great Minds in STEM, Ray Mellado, and Vice President of Global Diversity Inclusion, Lockheed Martin Corporation, and a GMIS board member, Rainia, Washington.
Buenas noches. Buenas noches. Tonight marks the 29th annual HENAAC conference, and I'm sure all of the engineers and scientists in the room know what that means for next year, the big 3-0. We're excited to announce that next year we'll be back here in Pasadena for the landmark celebration of the 30th anniversary of this wonderful conference.
This also marks our 30th anniversary of Great Minds in STEM, which I had black hair when we started, which has grown and evolved over the years to meet the needs of our country. But the conference and these awards will always be special because celebrating and honoring excellence still is important to what we do.
So on behalf of Lockheed Martin and the HENAAC Board of Directors, and as the 30th Anniversary Committee Chair, I formally, and it is truly my honor, to invite all of you to join us for this very important milestone next year in 2018.
And now it is my pleasure to introduce the next presenter for an award that is very close to my heart, the Chairman's Award. And it will be presented by Mr. Tom Rizzo from Shell.
But before we meet Mr. Rizzo, let's enjoy a short video from Shell Oil Company.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome General Manager of the Shell Oil Products U.S. Martinez Refinery, Mr. Tom Rizzo. Tom.
Buenas noches. Tonight, we stand in great company. From Archimedes to Leonardo, Newton to Einstein, Tesla to Musk. Down through the ages, great minds in STEM have pushed the limits and knocked down the boundaries of our world. The brilliant men and women that we honor tonight are part of that tradition. We need great minds more than ever. The world faces some serious challenges, problems that only scientists and engineers can solve. I'm proud that the men and women of Shell are focused on one of the most urgent challenges of the century, to power the world with clean energy. Energy drives the engines of our economy, and the planet's burgeoning population demands more. More food and more water, more homes and more schools, more factories, and more consumer goods. It's more, more, more. And all of it requires energy. At Shell, the question isn't just how to produce enough energy. It's also, how do we keep our people safe? How do we protect the environment? Reduce our greenhouse gas emissions? And respect our neighbors and their communities. Clean energy must be available and affordable for the family who is struggling to start a small business in Mexico, for the mother who needs to boil her children's drinking water in India, and for the boys and girls who need light to do their homework in a remote Himalayan village. Clean, affordable energy is critical for all of us here who want to go to sleep tonight in a clean, warm bed, knowing that our children and grandchildren will enjoy the same or better quality of life tomorrow that we enjoy today. This is the energy mandate of the future. It's a daunting challenge for sure, but Shell has enlisted some of the brightest minds in scientists and engineers to tackle this great opportunity, and we will conquer it. Students, if you want to make a difference to billions of people across the globe, consider joining our quest. Stop by our booth tomorrow, and the things that you'll learn about Shell just might surprise you. For instance, Shell is more than just the yellow and red gas stations that you see on the corner. We are 90,000 men and women working together across many disciplines in over 70 countries. Everywhere you look, you can see our work. Yes, those are our offshore rigs and our coastal refineries, some of the largest, most technologically advanced marvels on the planet. But you also see our products in your detergent, your plastic toothbrushes, and yes, your cell phones. Even your clothing may be made from Shell products. And if you look in the right place, you might also see the energy of the future. Shell invests more than $1 billion a year in research and development in new energy technologies. That's more than the entire national economy of some countries. We're turning city garbage into energy in India. We're using kites to generate more efficient wind energy. We're opening refueling stations for hydrogen, some of them right here in California. And that's just for starters. Shell is energy, and energy is the future. Tonight, I'm proud to introduce one great mind in STEM who personifies our pioneering spirit at Shell. Juan Pablo Urrego-Blanco was born in a small town in Colombia. His parents instilled in him a love of math and science, even though their own formal education ended in high school. Yeah, keep going. So one morning when Juan Pablo was stuck on a math problem, his father walked home from the family farm just to help him solve it. Juan Pablo graduated from the Universidad Nacional de Colombia. His compelling thesis on nuclear physics attracted several offers for graduate fellowships. He chose the University of Tennessee because of its work with the Oak Ridge National Laboratory. He then pursued his own work on the boundaries of low-temperature physics for 3 years at the Paul Scherrer Institute in Switzerland. This is where he developed, and I got to get this right, the first solid polarized proton target system for nuclear reactions with heavy ion radioactive beams. I don't know what that means. Maybe some of you do. When Juan Pablo followed his girlfriend and future wife to Houston, Shell snatched him right up. The young engineer transferred his knowledge to petrophysics. It wasn't long before he developed a proof of concept for using X-ray fluorescence to reveal the characteristics of oil reservoirs. Juan Pablo has served as a lead petrophysicist for all of Shell's deepwater projects in Latin America. And now he is a petrophysicist for one of our largest and most important assets, our Perdido development in the Gulf of Mexico. Recently, he developed a new framework for describing the porosity of rocks, an idea that was inspired by the border of an atomic nucleus. This breakthrough will allow us to make better decisions about where and how we drill. While Juan Pablo pushes the boundaries of petrophysics, he helps others knock down boundaries as well. He tutors students, he is coaching 2 junior petrophysicists, and recently hosted 2 summer interns at Shell. Although he has already achieved more than engineers ever will in their careers, this brilliant young engineer is just getting started. In the time that I've spent with Juan Pablo, I've come to admire not only his great mind, but his leadership, his passion, and his care for people. My friends, the recipient of this year's Chairman's Award, Juan Pablo Urrego-Blanco.
Thank you very much. I'm fortunate to be here tonight. Yet, as I look around and listen to the personal stories of the people I meet, I cannot help but think that fortune favors the bold. My parents used to say, "Tu haces tu propia suerte." You make your own luck. To my parents, that meant working hard, persevering against obstacles, and fighting for a better world. Many of you will recognize this ethic. I believe it is one of the most beautiful hallmarks of our culture. In the small Colombian town where I grew up, opportunities seemed limited. My parents' education had ended with high school, but they inspired me to go farther. Around the dinner table, we talk about the solar system and try to imagine what might lie beyond. My mind opened to the wonders of science as my parents taught me to ask questions, think critically, and challenge the notion of impossible. I want to thank my parents for these gifts. They prepared me to make my own path to this stage. Now, they never promised that it would be easy. If you listen carefully, you will hear this theme in many of tonight's stories. We drive our own destinies. Tonight's honorees have earned their success through passion, perseverance, and pure determination. The next generation must do the same. When you look beyond tonight's winning achievements to future frontiers, do you see your own destiny? I hope so, and I can't wait to see what you discover out there. Muchas gracias.
Y es por el bien de los dos, ese hombre que